everyone, Tim Schofield here. It's time to take a look at honestly one of the best laptops you can get from HP and one of the best looking laptops in general, the HP Spectre x360 2-in-1 laptop. Big shout out to HP for sponsoring this video, and of course your configuration of this laptop might change depending on where you buy this laptop. Now, my configuration wise, it is just crazy. It's a 4K touchscreen OLED display. You have the 10th gen i7 processor, 16 gigs of RAM, a terabyte SSD, and a lot more in a 13.3 inch packaged laptop. This thing is crazy light and crazy small. More details on specs and features in just a second. Want to quickly show you what you can get in the box and then of course cover the laptop itself. Let's go ahead and get started. This laptop is only 2.87 pounds and 0.7 inches thick. So the footprint is so small. Obviously it's gonna fit in your backpack, isn't gonna take up a lot of room. And of course you can carry it around with one hand because it's so light. Very quickly inside the box, you get your power brick, which is fairly small, with a braided USB-C cable. So nice they decided to go with USB-C for charging. And this braided cable is actually fairly long. In the box, there's also an HP stylus, which is great if you're into drawing and you can be a lot more creative and more precise. It does have a button right here. And if you're looking to charge it, just go ahead and twist this and pop it up and it reveals a USB-C slot for charging. Finally, in the box, you get a USB-C hub. Nice of HP to include this with the braided cable look, USB-C connector, where you can use HDMI, USB Type-A, 2 of those, and another USB-C slot, which you're actually already taking up with the cable. And not only that, you can still charge through this USB-C slot. Taking a look at the design of the HP Spectre x360, it's very clear they designed this laptop to be very slim, however, very practical as well. So you'll see on the corners, they have a bit of an indent to them, and I've found that that actually makes holding it in tablet mode a little more comfortable, but they've made use out of those corners. You'll see a USB-C slot in one of them and a power button on the other one. Along with the nice gold trim, you have a headphone jack. This is a USB-A slot. However, you'll see it does kind of pop out when you go ahead and put something in there, again, leading towards that more slim and uniform design. For a quick example, here's what it looks like. Just go ahead and slide it down and just slide in what you're trying to put into the port. On the right side, you have a micro SD card slot for transferring some data. You have a camera kill switch. I'll talk about that in just a second. USB Type-C slot, and another one as I mentioned earlier. This USB-C slot's also a Thunderbolt port, so you can connect monitors and external drives and expect extremely high-speed data transfer, and of course you can push out high-end video. A quick glance down at the bottom, you'll notice 2 rubber strips to keep that grip, make sure it doesn't slide off a table. When the light hits it right, you will see we'll collect some fingerprints and smudges on that black part. You have 2 speakers on the left and right side, and when you take a look at the design, it's a bit of a curve up so that it doesn't actually lay flat when you have it on a table, so the sound will actually come out. And on the back 360 hinge, you'll see it says Spectre, has some ventilation, and overall just an extremely premium looking laptop. And of course, it's called the X360 for a reason. It is a 2-in-1 laptop, so it will actually flip all the way around. You can put it in a group of different modes to use it. HP has also taken steps to make this laptop more secure. First of all, they have a fingerprint scanner right on the right side of that trackpad. It's very easily accessible, signs in very quickly. The setup process was easy, and then signing in once you turn the laptop on is quick and accurate. And also for privacy, it has that webcam kill switch, so you can turn it on and off. And when it is off, it won't activate even if you open up an app that you've allowed camera access to. You also have a full-size keyboard, which I found to be really comfortable to type on. It is backlit as well and can be easily seen in the dark. When it comes to the trackpad, it's comfortable to use. I find it to be very wide, especially considering this is a 13.3 inch laptop. So it's very easy to get to the left and right-hand side of the screen. And of course, you do have a group of different gestures depending on how many fingers you use on it. This HP Spectre x360's 13.3 inch display has been awesome. It is a 3840 by 2160 resolution, so of course 4K And it is AMOLED, so any black you see on the screen does not produce any light whatsoever. Not only that, but it's also a touchscreen, so even while I'm using it in laptop mode, I find that there's times when I want to just scroll with my finger as opposed to using the keyboard and trackpad. Not only do you have that gorgeous display, you also have minimal bezels to complement it, so when you are watching content, it kind of just spills off the sides because the bezels are so minimal on the left, right, and top of the screen. And of course, since it's 4K, you can watch some videos in 4K, whether it's Netflix, YouTube, and also I find with it being a 4K monitor, text is also much more crisp on the screen. And like I mentioned, top tier specs on this laptop, especially with it being such a small laptop. So it has a 10th gen Intel Core i7-1065G7 mobile processor. And what does that mean? It is a quad core processor that is extremely fast. You can do a lot of multitasking. You can edit 4K video, and of course you can see that full 4K video because the display is 4K. And of course, you can also play games as well. There's just an example. While rendering a 4K video, I'm just gonna quickly swap between some apps and you'll see it flies on through it. The processor is very powerful. On top of that processing power, you also get 16 gigs of LPDDR4 RAM, so that's really gonna help with a ton of multitasking. You're gonna have multiple applications open at once. You can do some video editing and have a bunch of browser tabs open all at the same time. This laptop has Intel Iris Plus graphics to power that 4K display, whether you're watching some 4K content, maybe a movie, maybe Netflix, maybe even a YouTube video. And then of course, that will also help with your gaming that you're going to be doing on this laptop. As you can see here, Rocket League's running very smooth. This laptop also supports Wi-Fi 6, so if you have a compatible router, you can take complete advantage of those higher speeds and increase bandwidth. You also get a lot of storage in that small 13.3-inch laptop. It has a 1 terabyte solid state drive accelerated by Intel Optane. So of course, with an SSD, everything's going to be quick, whether you're waking from sleep, rebooting your PC, opening and closing programs, reading and writing files. Everything is blazing fast on an SSD. And then of course, accelerated by Intel Optane, which is gonna allow for speedy storage and accelerates opening your frequent programs. So over time, it'll get faster and faster. The Spectre x360 also has really good battery life. You get up to 22 hours, which means I can work on this laptop all day, and then after the day's over, go ahead and maybe start consuming some content, watching some 4K video, or even playing some higher end games. Not only have I been able to take advantage of that great battery life, I take full advantage of it being a completely 360 2-in-1. When using it in tablet mode, since it is 13.3 inches, it's not cumbersome at all. I find it very comfortable to use in just tablet mode. But then, of course, I also set it up in different modes, maybe a tent mode or that presentation mode, a bunch of different options when using it, of course, throughout my day, all on battery. So just wanted to finish things off with some final thoughts on the HP Spectre x360 with that 13.3-inch form factor. It is so portable, yet you still have all of those top tier specs that makes it extremely powerful. So not only is it a 2-in-1 in terms of it being a laptop and tablet, it is also a 2-in-1 in terms of portability and power. And again, this is one of the best looking laptops I have used in my opinion, honestly. I really like the edges, I like the coloring, the accents. Again, it does collect some fingerprints on it, so you do kind of have to clear it off every now and then, but other than that, I'm a huge fan of the aesthetics of this laptop. So that's everything I want to talk about with the HP Spectre x360. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to click that thumbs up button, drop a comment, let me know what you think. Be sure to subscribe. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.